who is talking to us today about how to stay fit and healthy during the festive season. Claire is a holistic health coach, remedial massage therapist, and clinical aromatherapist. She guides people on how to use health strategies to become more confident, connected, and a better version of themselves. Claire believes in a holistic approach and shows her clients how to best balance the essential pillars of health, which are physical, mental, spiritual, and your nutrition, and create positive and lasting changes that are sustainable and aligned with your needs. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Claire, I'll let you take it away from here.
Thank you so much, Kate. Hi, everyone. So let's get started. I think, Christmas, New Year's, the festival season is quite stressful for a lot of people. And I think especially during COVID, so many people have been in lockdown for months. A lot of people are far away from their family, still not able to travel. And I think also, having been locked down for months so long, just having all the social events and family events just add a lot of stress to our lives this month. And on top of that, we have to spend a lot of money on presents, on dinners. Again, being away from your family right now is especially tough. And I know this myself. I am Dutch, so my family is between the Netherlands and France. So I know how hard it is to not be able to go back home and basically spend time with them. And also, there's just so many obviously added alcohol and foods this month. There's so many dinners. I know Australians like to drink, especially during the season. There's not much time for working out either. There's just so many stresses added this month. So there is a few things that I would recommend you to just make this time a little bit easier. And I am a big believer of creating routines. Just because everything is so out of order, just having a few routines set into place really, really is going to help you. I love having either or. I have both, but you can obviously choose. You don't have to do everything. I love having a morning and a night routine. This can only take you 5 minutes, up to 10, up to an hour, depending what you do. You really want to find whatever works for you. So let me just tell you, for example, about my morning routine, just to give you an idea. So usually the first thing that I do when I wake up is I get straight out of bed. I open the windows, get some fresh air and get the sunlight into my bedroom. Then I go back into bed, do a little bit of meditation. You don't have to do this. You can maybe just like read a few pages of a book or just sit with yourself and tell yourself, for example, 3 things that you're grateful for. Then I do some breath work. I will go over this a little bit later, but I love breath work as it just makes you focus on what's going on in your body, makes you focus what's going on in your mind. I do the Wim Hof Method. He's Dutch like me, and he's actually called the Iceman. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of him. He's actually hiked up the Himalayas in shorts and flip-flops. Quite funny. He's quite crazy, but he has this method. It's a little bit hard to explain right now. Probably there's not enough time, but you can look him up online, or he has an app as well that's free that you can download. He literally goes through the whole breathwork session, and it just helps you really relax and focus on what's going in your mind, and just take a little break from yourself and your mindset. I then usually get up, do a small workout. I personally love Pilates, but you can do a little HIIT workout, even just go for a walk. But it is very, very good to just get in a small workout. First thing in the morning, could only be 10 minutes, could only be 15 minutes. You can go on YouTube, Google 15 minutes ab workouts, 15 minutes leg workout, whatever you want to do, or just go for a walk. And then I like to have a shower that I finish with a cold shower just to wake me up. Night routine is quite similar, just to wind down. I usually meditate a little bit, read a book, put on blue light blocker glasses, and just try to really, really just work on my stress levels, because it's just so important, because there's just so much added stress to have a few small routines in your day. that you just, even though you're probably going to have a lot of changes this month and a lot of added events, just having the small routines of 5 to 10 minutes are just going to keep you grounded. Also, there's obviously a little bit more drinking and partying and meeting up with friends and family, but it's just so important to maintain a good sleep routine. Usually try to aim for about 8 hours. Obviously, if you have a little bit of less sleep one night, try to just go to bed earlier the next day, but really try to make this a routine. And it's, when you don't have enough sleep, it just affects the way you react, the way how you feel, the way how you deal with other people, with your own emotions. And also, because there is more, obviously, alcohol consumption and more food and more salty foods, make sure you hydrate. Hydration is so, it's just, people don't drink enough water. What I do is I usually start the day with a huge glass of water. I put in some lemon because it alkalizes your body. And then I have a coffee or whatever, tea, whatever you drink, have another glass of water. Try to just get as much water in your system in the morning, at least if you don't drink as much in the afternoon. You would have known that you would have aimed to have like 1.5 to 2 liters a day of water. And nutrition, which is really my passion. Obviously, yes, we're going to be eating more food and probably more, bad foods. I don't like to call them bad foods, but we're going to probably indulge a little bit more, which is completely fine. That's what Christmas is made for. Food can be such a great part of reunions and seeing family and friends. And I think it is important. And I think you really have to be careful to not stress too much about it either. Christmas and New Year's and this whole festive season, it is made to enjoy, and especially around a few drinks and around some food. But just make sure that in between those big meals, Christmas meals, just make sure you really pay attention to what you eat. So really try to focus on lean protein. So this can be whatever you like, chicken, fish. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, have some tempeh, have some tofu, some beans, really whatever you like. Always add in a good fat. So my favorites are avocado, olive oil, some good seeds and nuts, some coconut oil. Just avoid any bad vegetable oils. And obviously make all of your meals a good mixture of fruit and vegetable. Always add in fruits, always add in vegetables, steam them, make salads. Try to not eat anything too fried, not too many sugars. And again, do not stress too much about indulging. I think sometimes the added stress of just like stressing about the food and just knowing that you're going to overindulge and knowing that you're going to eat more, again, bad foods, which I don't like to say that way, can actually add in more stress than the actual food that you eat. And also, if you're going to a restaurant, I know there's most of the time it's set menus here in Australia, but if there's options, for example, instead of going for the pork, go for the fish. If it's fried, try to make it grilled. Like, just maybe see if you can get prepared by looking up the menu, kind of go in your head, go through the different options and just choose the healthier options. Also, I tend to do this a lot in my younger years, but avoid the all or nothing mentality. And what I mean by this is, don't eat everything you want and you can on Christmas Day, and then the next day be like, oh my God, I really have to just, put myself on a diet or not eat anything for 2 days, or, just enjoy the meals. And in the meantime, focus on, eating healthy, nutrition food. Don't have to, the all or nothing mentality. And just move on. If you had a big day of food and drinking, just pick it up the next day. Don't focus on it. And also, obviously, try to limit too much alcohol. I know this is quite difficult because everyone is going to be so happy to see everyone again and their friends and family. But just make sure you don't drink too much. Always my advice is to have a glass of water between each alcoholic beverage. And same thing, again, just when you wake up in the morning, have a glass of water with lemon, just keep hydrating. And now when it comes to working out, obviously I understand that you don't have to, there's days that you don't have time with all these events, but still try to make it a priority, because it's just going to make you feel so much better. It's going to help with your sanity, putting up with all the stress. And again, as I said before, you don't need to go to the gym. You don't have to work out for an hour every day. Literally 10 to 15 minutes are enough. I mean, I do about 15 to 20 minutes Pilates a day. I usually go for a walk, and that's honestly all I do. Obviously, if you'd like to go for big workouts, do it. But it's just more achievable during this month to just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to do something every single day or 6 days a week for about 10 minutes. And then it's just easier to kind of keep it going. And also just don't put pressure. Again, I think we just put so much pressure on ourselves this month to, you know, at the same time we want to enjoy ourselves and go out for dinners and drink. But, you know, so if you miss a workout, it's not a big deal. Just, again, pick it up the next day. Same with food, same when it comes to nutrition, same when it comes to workouts. If you miss a day, it's okay. Just pick it up the next day. Don't deprive yourself. And, you know, make it fun. Like, I don't know, use your puppy to do a workout, use your little cousin, like go for a walk with your family, go for what you with your friends. Just make it fun, you know, and involve other people. Here are some tricks that I use and that I recommend to tackle stress. So again, I love breath work. I myself do a lot of Wim Hof and the 4-7-8 technique. So what is the 4-7-8 technique? Basically, you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold your breath in for 7, and then breathe out for 8. So you breathe in for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 7, then breathe out for 8 seconds. You do this 3 times in a row, and you can do this at any time in the day. I like to do it in the morning 3 times. I like to do it at night 3 times, just when I wake up and before I go to bed, just to kind of let the stress go away. But even if you're dealing with, you know, you're sitting at dinner and your aunt is asking you why you're still single, or I don't know, something that stresses you out, just even do it at the table or go to the bathroom and just take some time for yourself. Do these breathing techniques, 4-7-8, and you honestly will feel the stress melt away from your body. I'm also a big believer in meditation. Even if it's just, you know, if you've never done it, just start off with maybe 2 minutes a day. And don't, again, like, don't force yourself, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to meditate for 2 minutes or 4 or 5, whatever you have. There is so many apps these days, free apps that you can download on your phone. I personally love Insight Timer. I wrote it down on the screen here. They have a lot of free meditations, and you can actually select them by, for example, anxiety or sleep or stress or whatever issue there is, and by time. And just, you know, people that have done it, keep doing it. If you haven't tried it, download one of those apps and just give it a try. It is, for me, it just helps me so much. Just calm down and focus on myself, not focus too much on the stress, and it's just a little bit of a self-care technique. Also, practice mindfulness. So what I mean by mindfulness is just focus on being present. I think a lot of the times when we're stressed, we focus on the past or on the future. So, you know, oh my God, I'm going to have this huge meal and family that I haven't seen for a while, and it's going to be busy and this and that, and which means that you're basically focusing on the future. Just try to go through this month just being fully present where you're right now at the moment. And especially if you see family and friends, just enjoy it and be with them, and don't think about too much of what else is going on. Just enjoy it. And again, do not feel guilty over food choices, because the guilt and the stress and the added anxiety is going to do your body and your mindset more harm than the actually apple pie or whatever you're going to eat, chocolate, or, you know. And again, just reserve some me time, some self-care time. You know, it's such a busy time that just have a bath, or, you know, take some time to read a book, create a little spa treatment at home for the women out here. Even for the men, you know, you can do a little face mask and it's going to make you feel better. Watch a comedy, you know, don't watch sad movies, watch a comedy. Like, I think a lot of the times it can become quite overwhelming, and just to spend some time alone and just have some time to reflect on what's going on and to just relax your mind and your body. It's so important to make this a priority this month. And I'm also a big believer in planning. Obviously, you don't have to plan everything in advance. And, especially during COVID, who knows what's going to happen? I think we've learned in the past few months, that, it's really hard to plan these months with the lockdown. Obviously, a lot of people still don't know if they'll be able to fly interstate to go see their family or travel in Victoria to go see their family. But just having kind of an idea of what you're going to do every day or in the next few weeks just kind of helps to take the pressure away. So I love to start my days off with just having a notebook or my agenda or your diary, whatever it is, and just write down a little bit of a to-do list and think about the same as in like this month. Plan a few events in advance. Plan your meetup with your family, what you're going to do. Maybe if you need to cook something, try to think about what you want to cook, what you want to bring, the presents you want to buy. Just try to make a list. It's because it's just so much easier once you write things down. You just have an idea of what you have to do, and you can just once a test is done, you can take it out of the list, and it just helps you relieve the added stress. So this is a big thing during these holidays, and I noticed myself, as I am very far away from my family, and I usually go home during Christmas, which obviously this year is not going to happen, and who knows, not for another maybe year. So many people feel lonely during the holidays, and it's very, very difficult. But at the same time, tell yourself as well that if you do not have your family around, tell yourself, it is just one day. I know it's a really important day, but just don't make it such a big deal about it either. It is just a day, it will pass. But whatever you do, really, really make sure you have a plan. So if you can spend it with your family, try to see if you can, spend it with some friends, or, hopefully there's always someone that you might be able to spend it with. I mean, even if there's really worst case scenario, there's no one there, your family's away, your friends are away, all your friends have boyfriends and girlfriends, they spend it with their family. I know that. Try to go volunteers. There's so many events and things that you can still do. And if you're alone, just volunteering, for me, I've done it 1 year, and it was amazing, because you're basically helping other people in need and spending it with them, and you're helping them. So that's one of the great options that I like to advise. But whatever you do not spend alone. It's just, even if you think that you'll be fine, I can promise you, I did it alone 2 years ago. It's not fun. It's not fun. So plan something on the day and go, or go watch a movie, go watch a Christmas movie. Make sure you have something planned. And, you can also plan just a virtual Christmas. Like I think we're all used to using Zoom right now for events. Book in a Zoom session with your family, like still get dressed up, plan a secret Santa, a bingo, whatever it is. So the key takeaways is to still keep eating a balanced and nutritious diet, even though we're going to indulge, even though we're going to eat more foods, we're going to drink more, and don't feel guilty, enjoy everything, but don't overdo it. Try to limit alcohol. I know this is difficult, but and even if you do, hydrate, make sure you have a few days off, make sure you have a few days where you just give your body a little break, drink plenty of water, create a night and or a morning routine. As I've said before, I kind of told you about my routine, but you're more than happy to just create your own. It could only take 5 minutes. See what works for you. You can always send me a message. I have a lot of things that I advise. You can ask me, I can create you a little routine, but just having a routine is just going to help your mind basically set down with all the extra stresses. And try to move your body every day, do a little workout, go for a walk, focus on self-care, take a bath, put on a mask, put on a Christmas movie, just take care of your mind, body, and soul. Very important. Make a plan for Christmas Day. Do this week, so you don't have to stress about it. And really do not be too hard on yourself. This is a month where just things are going to get a little bit out of control. Things are not, like our daily schedule, but just keep it fun. And, we are in Victoria out of lockdown, and we're so lucky that we are able, to go out. I mean, my family is back home and they probably still will be in lockdown. So just enjoy this time of the year. It is great, and it's going to be the new year, 2021. I'm very excited. This has been a really, really tough year for everyone. So just make plans for 2021. And yes, that is it.
Okay, guys, I've changed location, so if my audio is still a bit tinny or echoey, please let me know in the chat. And I'm so sorry, and I'm sorry, Claire, that I messed up your introduction, but that was so fabulous. You had some incredible points, and I feel like one of the points that really resonated with me, because I do tend to be yes, Annie just said, love the suggestion of volunteering if you're alone. Absolutely. I think, it really takes the focus off yourself and puts it back on the community, which is gorgeous. But one thing that really resonated to me was let things go. You don't have to be perfect, but definitely focus on a plan, because it really does just take away so much stress and anxiety around the whole holiday and the whole holiday season. Now, I have a couple of questions for you, Claire. And if you, the audience, also have some questions for Claire, please add them in the chat box here. Otherwise, there is a Q&A section on the bottom panel. It literally just says Q&A, so pop them in there as well. Otherwise, if you would like to talk to Claire, I can turn your video on, just raise your hand and I will bring you on as a panelist. But my questions for you, Claire, are this. I had them written down. Here we go. So I know that you personally offer a pantry clean out and grocery shopping service as a part of your personal health plan to show your clients, what the healthy options are when you go to the grocery store. I guess for me, I usually leave my shopping kind of last minute, but this season and kind of going into 2021, I would like to be a little bit more thoughtful about the kind of groceries that I'm purchasing. Where should I be shopping for my groceries? Is it okay to just go to Woolies or IGA, or should I be going to markets, etc.?
Look, ideally, I love markets just because the produce are just so much fresher. There's organic food available. It's actually cheaper. So ideally, go to your local market, buy local produce, buy a lot of fruit and vegetables, just focus on whole foods. And I think also because I'm a big believer of not eating too much processed food. And at the market, it's just not as available. It's usually whole foods, like you buy the whole fruits, the whole vegetables. So yes, ideally markets, but I do understand that not everyone has, the chance to go to one and has one nearby. So then, even Woolies and Coles now have great options. Just make sure you kind of avoid packaged food, buy whole grains, whole fruit and vegetables. Yeah, again, avoid things that come into a package. And yeah, it's just focus on whole foods. That's kind of my main advice.
Okay, perfect. And what if we have a vegetarian coming for dinner, or even a vegan? What are some alternatives?
That happens a lot.
Yes. I mean, hey, we live in Melbourne. What are some alternatives that we can have on the dinner table?
Look, I'm not vegetarian anymore and vegan. I used to be. I've been it all, so I do understand. Look, I think, to be honest, I honestly do not know exactly what a typical Christmas, dinner, lunch look like. As I'm not from here, but I know there's a lot of barbecues and a lot of, fish and meats and roast and stuff like that. So just focus on side dishes. Make salad, make roasted veggies. Obviously, not if they're vegan, but if they're vegetarian, make a cheese platter, get some good sourdough, some nice olive oil. Like, just focus on side dishes. And I think most vegetarians and vegans, I kind of, used to be the one that comes in that, doesn't eat animal protein. And also, if you do not want the added stress, just ask them, look, maybe take something, that you would like to eat or that I can cook for you. Just ask them questions. Don't be afraid. I think they're quite used to it.
Yeah.
And I think most, as myself, when I was vegetarian or vegan, I didn't mind host or my family asking me like, hey, what do you want me to get for you? Or do you mind bringing your own dish? Or, don't be afraid of doing that.
Yeah, I think it's, especially if you're not like a great cook and you're hosting this year. I know that
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing this year, and I feel totally comfortable asking people and delegating, to for people to bring a dish, or for someone to bring dessert,
Yeah.
or for someone to make, cocktails, whatever it might be. I think delegating at this time of year is absolutely okay, especially if your
Yes.
plate is overloaded. And in terms of like exercise, because you had a note about bringing people like in, like making your exercise a social event. Are there particular kind of exercises that are really good, to do with your mom, to do with your friends, to do with your family?
I think if you're elderly people, maybe don't do a full-on HIIT class online or something, but but just go for a long walk. And I mean, seriously, what I do, I go for a walk, and if I see a bench, I do some like squats or push-ups. Or I mean, you don't have to do that, but just go for a walk or a run. And if there's people that are your age, or a little bit younger, or kids or whatever, I think we've all learned hopefully during COVID, that there's just so many online classes available, so many apps. I mean, I do a Pilates app. I think it's like $10 a month. And, everyone has TVs, everyone can, put something on and do, there's just so many things now online. You can put it on TV and do a little class together. But really, really focus on long walks. I think, we don't have to put too much pressure on ourselves either. Again, and walk is a great way as well to just go for a walk alone with your dad and have some alone time or something like that. Just
Yeah.
just don't put too much pressure.
Yeah.
But do not sit on your ass either, for the next month.
It's not necessarily about the
Move.
activity, it's more about the
Move.
actual habit and routine of doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Move
love
your
that.
body. It's good for
Move
your
your body.
soul.
All right, guys. Well, it looks like you've just answered everybody's questions. No one has any. So, everybody, thank you so much for attending. Claire, can you let us know where we can find you?
So I have an Instagram, health by fit _coaching, or I have a website which is www.healthby, and it's .fit, so it's not .com, it's .fit. So you're more than welcome to go on my website. There's a link there to my email, my Instagram. Add me on, send me an email, ask me questions. Happy to help you.
Once again, thank you all so much for attending. Claire, thank you so much for attending. I hope everyone has a wonderful sunshiny day, and I look forward to seeing you all online again soon. All right, everybody, have a good day.